The sun rises, and before your feet even touch the floor, the world is already making demands. You reach for your phone, and in seconds you are absorbing the anxiety of news headlines, the social comparison of digital feeds, and the mounting pressure of unread messages. When this is your first conscious act, you are setting the cognitive baseline for the next 16 hours. You are training the brain to operate on a continuous loop of automatic, uncontrolled emotional reactivity to whatever stimulus arrived next. Centuries ago, individuals facing extreme pressure utilized a different method of preparation. Marcus Aurelius, who governed the Roman Empire amidst plagues and wars, understood that internal stability required active construction. He treated his morning thoughts as seeds planted in the soil of his consciousness, knowing the quality of those thoughts dictated his leadership. The psychologist Viktor Frankl observed the mechanics of this internal dialogue in the most extreme environment possible, a Nazi concentration camp. He noted that even under total deprivation, a specific human power remained. He concluded that between a stimulus and a response, there is a space. That space may only exist for a fraction of a second, but within that gap sits the moment where instinct pauses and the capacity to choose a specific reaction exists before the nervous system takes over. While external events remain outside our influence, the deliberate expansion of that microscopic space prevents chaos from dictating the outcome of a day. Imagine a plan suddenly derails, or a trusted colleague lets you down. Adrenaline spikes, and the brain prepares to react. Freeze the frame right at the moment of impact. The stimulus has arrived, but the reaction hasn't been chosen yet. This is the moment to apply the first phrase, I choose my response. This statement functions as a cognitive circuit breaker. It separates the external event from the internal state, reminding the brain that while the situation is a guarantee, the meaning assigned to it is a choice. Once the reaction is paused, step 2 reframes the friction. Growth lives here. This is the practical application of amor fati, the Stoic practice of viewing hardship as the necessary raw material for character development. This reorients the brain's focus from threat avoidance to problem solving. By labeling discomfort as a sign of progress rather than a sign of failure, you engage the analytical parts of the mind to search for utility within the obstacle. Step 3 provides temporal anchoring. Today matters most. This phrase cuts off the mental energy drain of replaying past mistakes or catastrophizing future uncertainties. It locks the consciousness into the only timeline where action is actually possible. These first 3 steps function as an emergency triage system. They stop the emotional bleed, stabilize the focus, and force the mind back into the present moment. With the focus stabilized, step 4 neutralizes the internal critic, I am enough. This statement decouples personal self-worth from the success or failure of the immediate situation, ensuring that an external crisis does not become an internal identity. The final safeguard is step 5, I release control. This is the application of the dichotomy of control, a primary Stoic filter that sorts all incoming information into 2 distinct categories. The process involves a strict division of resources. You apply maximum effort to your influence channel, your intentions and actions. Everything else, other people's opinions, the weather, the final result, is moved to the discard channel, requiring 0 emotional investment. The philosopher Seneca utilized this filter to maintain inner peace while facing exile and political betrayal. By focusing only on his character and releasing his grip on unchangeable outcomes, he remained effective even as his external world collapsed. This sequence of 5 phrases functions as a sorting algorithm. It systematically strips away emotional noise and uncontrollable variables until only actionable, rational data remains. Returning to the crisis, time unfreezes. The adrenaline is still present, but the brain has processed the input through the new filters. The result is not an emotional explosion, but a calm, calculated response aligned with your values. To achieve this under pressure, these phrases must be rehearsed during the quiet hours of the morning. You are building the cognitive architecture before the storm arrives, ensuring the tools are already in place when they are needed most. This repetition leverages neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself by creating new neural pathways. By consistently choosing these thoughts every morning, you strengthen these connections until calm logic becomes the path of least resistance under stress. Resilience is a constructed internal architecture. By directing your morning dialogue, you strengthen the barrier between your inner peace and the unpredictable variables of the world.